All right, good afternoon and welcome to the March 24th February 24th meeting of the Orlando City Council. We're going to begin today's proceedings with the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance led today by Commissioner Stewart. Commissioner.
Thank you. If you bow your heads with me, please. Lord, we are gathered here this afternoon to do the work of your hands. We are gathered to combine our limited wisdom and knowledge into a greater purpose of serving your city of Orlando. We are gathered to voice your concerns and worries, and in a time of apprehension, we are gathered to draw strength from each other, a strength that will guide our city together. We are gathered to seek consensus on the matters of the city, and most importantly, we are gathered to serve. During this time, Lord, we ask that you quiet our hearts so that we can hear from you and listen for your guidance. We are grateful for those who are gathered in this place or participating through our electronic media. And Lord, we ask for your continued blessing on our mayor, our council, our staff, and our constituents, that we seek the prosperity of our city. We ask that you bless this time together, that we will leave this meeting renewed with your strength to go out and serve our great city. It's in your holy name that I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, would you call the roll and make determination of a quorum, please?
Commissioner Gray?
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz?
I'm here.
Commissioner Stewart?
Here.
Commissioner Sheehan? Here. Interim Commissioner Rose? Here. Commissioner Burns?
Here.
Mayor Dyer?
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum with all members present.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First order of business is consideration of minutes from the agenda review and city council meeting February the 10th, 2025. Motion by Commissioner Ortiz. Second by Commissioner Rose. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Okay, we have no awards presentations or recognitions, so we'll move right into the mayor's update. And on behalf of our city council and our city as a whole, I want to send our love and condolences to the family of State Senator Geraldine Thompson. We've truly lost a great public servant and a civil rights icon. Her leadership and advocacy were so impactful in shaping a more inclusive Orlando and in helping our city recognize and celebrate Black history, not just in February, but year-round. So Senator Thompson's dedicated service will never be forgotten. And if we could just hold a moment of silence for her. Thank you. You know, every single weekend, it seems like we just have so much going on in and around downtown Orlando. We had a showcase of events this weekend from Orlando City soccer kicking off, Magic game, but we had some great festivals, Immerse and the Wetlands Festival out at the Wetlands Park. We had ballet going on at Steinmetz. We had Nashville Nights going on at Judson. So if you couldn't find something to do this weekend, you were just not looking very hard. So it's great to have all these diverse attractions that highlight the energy and creativity and hospitality of our community. That's all I have today, so hopefully you guys will follow my lead on that short update, but we will move on to the consent agenda, and the consent agenda is a number of items that are acted upon through a single vote of the council. We give each of our council members an opportunity to update you on important happenings from their district, as well as comment on items on the consent agenda. We rotate the order that we do that, and today first up is Commissioner Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor. And in conclusion, let me say...
Perfect.
Okay.
Commissioner Sheehan.
That's what Mayor Langford always said. I want to start with in conclusion. A couple of quick things. Thank you for your comments about Senator Thompson. Geraldine, I had shared with some notes. Most importantly, Geraldine was my friend and was a friend to everybody in our entire community. And for that, I am deeply, deeply grateful, and our community will miss her. We had a couple of things going on this past weekend, and you mentioned those things, Mayor, but also we had the Wetlands Festival. So if you ever want to learn about how wastewater is processed. It was a great place to go to learn that. It was a great time. Thank you, Public Works staff. I got a chance to go out there and visit with them. I love going out there and doing that. And to Nicole Neesmith on the work of Immerse. I will tell you that I had a friend of mine who was in town, and she was staying downtown Saturday night and Sunday night. And she said, "What is going on downtown Orlando?" I said, "Well, it's a thing called Immerse." I said, "Can you go back over, just kind of walk through and see what you think?" And by about 10 o'clock, I had gotten 3 or 4 photographs and wrote back, "This is awesome." And so I think we've seen a lot of what's going on with our community, and I just love it. A couple of quick things coming up. This Saturday is the opening day of Little League, starting with Northland Kiwanis over in the Audubon Park area. It's also the 100th birthday of College Park that we're celebrating this Saturday evening over at Dartmouth Park. If you haven't got your tickets, please go to collegeparkhistory.org or look it up on your Google. I also want to share a special, I'm grateful to a special person who's since passed on. Her name is Grace Hagedorn. Grace came into our community. Background of journalism, came in about 35 years ago in College Park. Fell in love with the history of College Park and was really the impetus behind a lot of things that we have done over there. She passed away a few weeks ago, and her celebration of life is coming up on March 9th. And then get ready for the Florida League of Cities Action Days. They're going to be the 24th through the 26th. We'll be working together. Tony and I will be up there walking around and trying to get people to understand the role that cities play in our community. And in following your lead, Mayor, I've gone through the agenda. I'm happy to support it. I have nothing more to add.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Sheehan.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. Just quickly on the agenda today, we're having a monument that's going to be donated by Peter Duke. It's a donation, and we're going to be putting it over in Festival Park. So thanks to the FPR staff for putting some. I always bring them something a little weird and a little nutty, but we're going to put something cool over in Festival Park. I too want to echo the sentiments about Senator Geraldine Thompson. She was a true public servant. When we were trying to get the land for Lake Eola Park, she actually drove us up to Tallahassee. We were trying to get Florida Forever funding, and she went with us, got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, took us to Tallahassee, got us to the front of the line. And unfortunately, we didn't get any money out of that, but that just goes to show you, she was not afraid to get up early and go fight for funding for us, and she was just a lovely person, and also was, understood that civil rights and equity and, diversity, equity, inclusion was for everyone, and she was just a wonderful human being who will be very missed by this community. I really enjoyed Immerse this weekend. It was wonderful. I really did immerse myself in it, and it was really cool and so magical for the kids. I was on the butterfly swing, and these 2 little girls came up, and they asked if they could swing with me, and I said sure, and we just were swinging away, and these little kids were just mesmerized because the wings changed colors, and it was just amazing. It was just so cool to see that from the eyes of children, and they were just really enjoying themselves. And the same thing with the daytime fireworks at Lake Eola. The kids were just mesmerized. And it's great to be able to see people of all ages enjoying that. Cole, you and your team just really did a wonderful job, and it was a great experience over the weekend. I hope we can continue to support this because it was phenomenal, and we loved having, not just in downtown, but also having some activities over at Lake Eola Park as well. And that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Rose.
So I think Commissioner Burns and I'll make up for y'all time down there. I also like to echo the sentiment and send my condolences to Senator Geraldine Thompson and her family. I want to encourage everyone. I want you to continue to visit the Wellsville in her legacy and in her honor. For those that I wanted to share, her services will be at Majestic Life. Her viewing is this Thursday from 3 to 5, and her funeral service is at Majestic Life on Friday at 11. It's been a great month of Black History celebrations, and I want to take the time to thank Luis Martinez and Marcia Hope Goodwin for the great work that they've been doing. We've had Bank of America sponsored a gospel show at New Covenant. We had the unveiling of the artists downstairs in the Rotunda, and then on this Wednesday, if you're available, come out. Downtown Orlando Partnerships is going to, in partnership with the credit union, is going to be doing a Meet the Artists from 10 to 12 this Wednesday. I want to thank the Parks Department for continuing to take on the project that I requested with making sure all parks have naming, the history of each park's name. So this Wednesday at 10:30, meet me at Mayor Dyer and I at Lizzie Rogers Park. We'll be unveiling the sign, and that's going to be the first of many. Thank you for our partnership with Advent Health, Lynx, American Heart Association, and the fire department. We now have AED equipment in all 15 of our Lynx buses that are in the downtown, so this is the opportunity to save lives. I want to thank our Orlando Economic Partnership for hosting a recent luncheon. For those that don't know, Travel and Leisure will be our new tenants coming into downtown, and we're really excited. They should be here before the end of the year, so it's going to be a great asset in the community. Onto the agenda, 3F1. This is a great opportunity as we continue to increase affordable housing stock here in Orlando. On the agenda, 3B2, I'm super excited for Camping World Stadium construction to begin, and that's all I have today, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Burns.
All right. Excuse me. Good afternoon, Mayor, fellow council, and thank you all for being here today. I, too, wanted to express my condolences to Senator Geraldine Thompson's family. I had the pleasure of growing up in church with Senator Thompson, so I saw early on her commitment to her family, her church, our community. And Senator Thompson was actually the first person that I heard ever mention Juneteenth. And I was in my early 30s, so I'm somewhat ashamed to say that I only learned about Juneteenth in my early 30s. But through speaking with her, she made me recognize how important it was, one, for us to commemorate that, but also celebrate and teach those behind us. Because again, I was in my early 30s before I found out. So she will be truly missed. And again, condolences go out to her family. Also, as Commissioner Rose mentioned, we've had some great Black History events. The signature event on February 11th was great. I'm looking forward to the Meet the Artists event this Wednesday at 10 a.m. Also, I had a chance of participating in the Orange County Library's annual African American Read-In. I think this is my third or fourth year. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I had the opportunity to read Grandmother's Tiny House. So I really enjoyed that time. Also, OPD's chief meeting. Chief Smith, thank you for hosting your District 6 meeting. We had a great attendance, but one of the main things I want to say thank you for to the chief is that several of our residents received free Blink cameras. They're similar to the Ring cameras. So that was a commitment that the chief made to just increase the security, but also increase the surveillance that we have in our streets. So thank you, Chief, for your support in that effort. Also, on Saturday, I had the opportunity to participate in the Early Learning Coalition's diaper drive at the James R. Smith Center. We collected several thousand diapers that will be given out to needy families in our community. Also, that same day, I had a chance to attend the Tiger Pride Day. And this is an annual event celebrating the rich history of Jones High School. And this year is especially significant as Jones High is celebrating 130 years of existence. And Mayor, I know we're celebrating 150 years of Orlando's existence. And it's just important to recognize that of those 150 years, Jones High has been influencing Orlando for 130 years of that. And I do want to recognize Jones High as the oldest high school in Orange County. So again, we're very proud of what happens at Jones High. Also, I was able to represent the mayor as Mayor Pro Tem and bring greetings to the United Negro College Fund Mayor's Mass Ball. This was the first annual event. So Mayor, thank you for allowing me to attend in your stead. And I just want to encourage everyone to reach back down and give to scholarship awarding organizations like UNCF to help our next generation to have the tools and resources to achieve and pursue a higher education. Also, on Saturday, my office supported the West Orange Chamber Big Orange Awards, and I hear it was a great event. Some upcoming events, I want to ask everyone this Tuesday to watch the Jones High School 130-year documentary, special tomorrow, Tuesday, February 25th. It'll be on WFTV at 10:30. And I'd like to say thank you to Darlene Jones from WFTV for taking on this incredible task and really endeavoring to tell about the rich history of the great Jones High. So please tune in tomorrow evening at 10:30. Also, I have my satellite hours on the second and fourth Wednesday at the L. Claudia Allen Center. The next office hours will be February 26th. And again, we have these office hours out in the community to make my office and myself more accessible to our constituents. And then, Mayor, on the agenda, the first one, I'd just like to support item 3A2, funding agreement for the Homeless Services Network. I see the fearless President and CEO, Martha R., in the crowd. So thank you, Martha, for the great work you do. And this funding will help to coordinate the disaster preparedness and disaster response activities of our homeless response systems. Also, item 3D2, the memorandum of agreement between the City of Orlando and OCPS. And I think this is a huge development for several of our FPR programs, such as our 21st Century Learning Center grant, which requires FPR to report on certain educational data points related to the children's academic performance, attendance, as well as disciplinary interventions. And without this agreement, well, prior to this agreement, they didn't have access to that information. So it made reporting the progress of our 21st Century Learning Center grants a little challenging because we didn't have all the data. But also, our My Brother's Keeper program is another program that will truly benefit from this agreement because, again, it will allow us to truly evaluate this initiative, but also demonstrate our return on the city's investment. So I'm glad to see, and I know that FPR, and I'm not sure if Lisa is here, I know they've been working on that for several years, so that's a big win, Lisa, congratulations. And then the last thing I had, Mayor, is just item 3B2, the advisory committee's ranking and authorizing the chief procurement officer to execute the contract for Camping Rail with Barton Mello Hunt Construction. And I just want to say I appreciate their commitment to the MWBE goals of 24%. So they have committed to meet those goals. And Mayor, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Gray.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to remind everybody this Saturday we have our annual Spring Festival out at the Vista Lakes community. Think Chickasaw Trail and Lee Vista Boulevard. From 11 to 3, we'll have everything from petting zoos to bounce houses to performances by the local schools. We've got over 70 small businesses that will be there presenting their business and or service. So a good group. It's all free. We've got good parking right on site, so I would encourage everybody to come out this Saturday in the Vista Lakes community, and there's info on my website. On the agenda, I want to talk about an item I talked about before, and that's item 3B5. I'm going to vote no on that, and the reason I am is because it's a multi-million-dollar contract that was not bid, and I think we have an obligation to everything that we do to make sure we're getting the best service at the best price. And in this case, without a bid, we might be getting one of those two, but not both. I'm just not sure because we didn't bid it. So since we're spending taxpayer dollars, it seems to me anybody of this size contract should have to bid and prove their price, and we did not do that, so I can't support that one. So I'm voting no on 3B5, and that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Ortiz.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me start by giving my condolences to Senator Geraldine Thompson's family. We lost an iconic woman. She really understood the pulse of our community and represented us magnificently. So, on February 11th, I had the opportunity to welcome delegates from Colombia, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic to City Beautiful for the 2025 LATAM Trade Show. This event is a powerful platform for strengthening international partnerships, paving the way for a more prosperous and interconnected future. I want to thank Ms. Belinda Kirkart, the director of the NEC, for leading this particular event. It was an awesome event. That same evening, I had the privilege of attending the Crime Prevention Award ceremony. I wanted to congratulate Ventura Country Club for being awarded the Neighborhood Watch Group of the Year. I attended the Alma International Awards at the Consejo de Mexico, Council of Mexico, with the Alma Alliance of World Leaders, and had the honor of obtaining an award of recognition. So I'm very thankful to that community. On February 13th, we proudly celebrated Vicky, and it's funny because they spelled it Vicky Bakery. It's supposed to be Vicky's Bakery, but that's the way they brought it from Miami, so we got to stick to it. Vicky Bakery, Orlando's first anniversary, marking a full year of serving the vibrant community of our beautiful city and district. On the evening of February 13th, we hosted our neighborhood leaders meeting at the Dover Shores Neighborhood Center, where Chief stopped by. Chief Eric Smith joined us to share a few remarks. The meeting covered a variety of important topics, including tax-exempt municipal bonds, housing and community development, crime prevention, economic growth, and the growing challenges of homelessness. I'd like to extend my gratitude to our speaker, Sonia Carnaval. Sonia here? Doing a great job. Housing Division Manager from the Housing and Community Development Department, and Paul Lewis, Chief Planning Manager from EDV, for taking the time to engage with our leaders. On February 18th, I attended the Central Florida Pledge with Mayor Buddy Dyer and Commissioner Stewart. We came together to celebrate 1 year of the pledge being in existence, and here we go, let's see. The pledge is a commitment to our community to treat each other in a humane fashion and respect each other, and also stand out for those who are being either abused or taken advantage of. So it's a great cause, and I think we should all join. On February 22nd, I had the privilege of attending the 2025 UNCF Mayor's Mask Ball at the Caribe Royale, hosted by Mayor Demings and Mayor Dyer, with Commissioner Burns representing Mayor Dyer. This impactful fundraiser highlighted the importance of higher education, raised awareness of its benefits, and provided scholarships to deserving Orlando students. On March 4th, we start our next government academy at the training center located at 100 DeSalvia Way. This academy covers every aspect of government, from the federal government to the local government, including judicial, property appraiser, tax collector, and the whole 9 yards. But in addition to that, when you graduate, you get a certificate, a continued education certificate from UCF with 2 credit hours. So everybody's welcome. We start on March 4th at 6:30. And with that, Mayor, I think I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ortiz, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries, and we will take a 30-second recess. For those of you who are just here for the consent agenda, if you would like to make your way out. Okay, so we will come out of that recess and convene our CRA meeting. 4A is advisory board minutes from January 22nd. Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Rose. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. 4B is meeting minutes from the CRA, January 27th. Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Sheehan. All in favor indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. And 4C is up to you, David.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, Commissioners. Item 3, this is a facade grant for 528 Cathcart Avenue. It is a historic home in our North Neola area. As you all know, preserving historic assets is one of the goals of the CRA. As such, this home is doing about $25,739 worth of improvements. Our program allows them to qualify for, thanks, Ed, 50% of those funds from the CRA. It did go to our facade review committee, and they recommended approval. The total incentive from the CRA is $12,869.86, and I am happy to address any questions.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Sheehan. Discussion?
I'd just like to say that Mayor, that the Rowe family, and I think half of their family lives in the Lake Eola Heights neighborhood. They're wonderful people, and glad to see this helping regular residents who've made a commitment. That the Rowe family, I think, has lived there for over 50 years. So I'm glad to see we're investing back in people who invested in downtown. So thank you.
Further discussion, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. Further business, David?
There's not, Mayor.
Then we will adjourn the CRA meeting. We'll reconvene the city council meeting, and we will move to hearings. And we have a charter hearing on the purchase agreement between the city and Creative Village LLC for the sale of Creative Village Parcel H. It's a hearing for the sale of a parcel of city-owned land valued in excess of $500,000 as required by Chapter 13, Section 7 of the city charter. Notice of the hearing appeared in the Orlando Sentinel on February the 16th, 2025, and approval of this transaction requires a majority vote of all members of the city council. The property is located in downtown Orlando within the Creative Village development site. Creative Village Developments LLC is the city's competitively selected master developer of Creative Village and will assign the purchase agreement to an affiliate entity named Usler Development, Inc. Property may be deeded to Usler or a single-purpose entity formed by Usler to act as the owner/developer of the mixed-use project proposed for the site. The parcel is approximately 1.2 acres, and the purchase price is $2.757 million. The estimated fair market value of the property is the same. At this time, we will hear from the public. I understand from the clerk that we have no request to speak from the public, so is there a motion for approval? Motion by Commissioner Rose, second by Commissioner Stewart. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. Okay, that brings us to ordinances first read. Number one, Madam Clerk, you're up.
Ordinance number 2024-54, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the city's growth management plan to change the future land use map designation for certain land generally located north of East Concord Street, east of North Mills Avenue, south of Hillcrest Street, and west of Shine Avenue, comprised of 0.75 acres of land, more or less, from office low intensity to community activity center in part, changing the property zoning designation from low intensity office residential with the traditional city overlay to community activity center with the traditional city overlay in part, providing for amendment of the city's official future land use and zoning maps, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, permit disclaimer, and an effective date.
So moved, even though I hate to lose my post office.
Motion by Commissioner Sheehan, second by Commissioner Stewart. I have no request from the public to speak on this matter. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries. All right, 13B.
Ordinance number 2025-6, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, vacating, closing, and abandoning a portion of Rockmont Court, generally located east of Edgewater Drive and west of Fairway Lane between 3707 Edgewater Drive and 926 Rockmont Court, as described in the Edgewater Court plat, as recorded in Plat Book S, page 92 of the Public Records of Orange County, Florida, and comprised of 0.41 acres of land, more or less, providing for conditions of abandonment, providing for the execution of affecting documents, severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Rose. I have no request to speak on this matter. Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, so the motion carries. Okay, C.
Ordinance number 2025-7, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending the boundaries of the Bishop Moore Planned Development Zoning District, such land being generally located east of Edgewater Drive, west of Green Avenue, and north of Dowd Avenue, amending the Special Land Development Regulations and Development Plan, providing a conforming legal description, providing for severability, correction of scrivener's error, and an effective date.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Stewart, second by Commissioner Sheehan. I have no request to speak on this matter. Discussion among commissioners. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, and so the motion carries. And 13D.
Ordinance number 2025-8, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Orlando, Florida, amending Chapter 2 of the Code of the City of Orlando entitled Administration to change certain provisions in sections 2.44, 2.59, and 2.60 regarding public meetings and providing for severability, codification, correction of scrivener's errors, and an effective date.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Burns, second by Commissioner Sheehan. I have no request to speak on this matter. Discussion among commissioners, hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? And so the motion carries. That completes the official agenda of the meeting. Ed, can you get us ready for general appearance?